What's up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and we're back again with another deck profiles. Today, we're taking a look at Blitzclique. I about to say Whisker Blitzclique specifically, but we're taking a look at the Blitzclique deck. This is a new deck that came out in Chaos Origins. You've probably seen it in Genesis with the WCQ qualifier, and you've probably seen it at your locals for those that are playing this deck. This deck offers up a lot of good capabilities to pop and interact with your opponent during their turn. It does have a lot of good capability of interacting with how card destruction works. This is one of the newer and more wild and fun Thunder archetypes that really takes it into another gear with the use of popping cards and getting out more control on the board. As for this deck, it does offers up a lot of good capability through Thunder King Ryo to prevent your opponent from searching, giving you a lot of good options in hand traps and other accessibility to really prevent your opponent from popping off, whether you're running the Fallen and Virtuous package or just generic traps such as Anti-Spell Fragrance and Rivalry of Warlords and all that to prevent your opponent from really playing and popping off. You have so many good opportunities with this deck. While this deck is still one of the more fun decks to play, it has a lot of good capabilities nonetheless to be mixed with other engines such as Dogmatica. You got Branded, you have a scene where one person was trying to do Watts. You have a lot of good opportunities with this deck, as it is very malleable, but offers up so much more fun capabilities to play. Today, I want to take a look at my pure build and show you what I'm working with. But enough of me talking, let's hop right into the main deck. So, starting off, we're starting with 3 Whisker Blitzclique. During the turn a card or cards was destroyed by your Blitzclique card effect. Quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, special summon up to 3 Thunder monsters from your hand. Then you can destroy up to that many cards on the field. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. When a monster effect is activated, except in the hand, quick effect, you can return one other Thunder monster you control to the hand and negate the activation. And if you do destroy that monster, you can only use each effect of Whisker Blitzclique once per turn. While this card is really insane for the archetype, it allows you to get out 3 additional interruptions, such as Thunder King Ryo, or Crackle, or anything else really, to start being more of a problematic situation for your opponent to deal with. Of course, we're following that up with 3 Surge Blitzclique. You can reveal this card in your hand, then target one monster on the field, destroy it. And if you do special summon Thunder monster from your hand, also for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. If another card or cards is destroyed by a card effect, while this card is in the monster zone, except during damage step, you can add 1 Blitzclique monster from your deck to your hand, except Surge Blitzclique. You can only use each effect of Surge Blitzclique once per turn. This card's basically our monster searcher, gets us right off by being able to basically target a monster on the field and destroy it, and then special summon 1 Thunder monster from our hand, which can really help us out a lot because it starts our combo. But to note with that, we are playing 3 Crackle Blitzclique. During your opponent's turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can reveal this card from your hand, destroy that monster, and if you do, special summon Thunder monster from your hand. Also for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. If another card or cards is destroyed by card effect, while this card is in the monster zone, except during damage step, you can send 1 Blitzclique spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Crackle Blitzclique once per turn, basically giving you the capability to have a interactable pop during your opponent's turn, but also allows you to foolishly spell or trap that you may need for later on. We're of course following that up with 3 Grain Blitzclique. You can reveal this card in your hand, then target 1 spell or trap on the field, destroy it, and if you do, special summon Thunder monster from your hand. Also for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. If another card is destroyed by a card effect, while this card is in the monster zone, except during damage step, you can add 1 Blitzclique spell or trap, 1 Blitzclique spell or Hideout in the Sky column from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Grain Blitzclique once per turn. So basically getting you your spell searchers, but also the main access to your field spell. They're going to really need to start off your combos. Then, of course, we're playing the 1 Emmy Blitzclique. I've seen some people play this at 2. If this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, you can reveal this card, then target 1 card in the field and destroy it. If you do, special summon 1 Thunder monster from your hand. Also for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. If another card is destroyed by a card effect, while this card is In the monster zone, except during damage step, you can add 1 Blitzclique trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of any Blitzclique once per turn. Being our spell, or our trap searcher in this case, and basically a poplar on summon, which can really help us start to pop more cards, get more interaction with our opponent, and prevent them from really popping off. Pun intended. Then, of course, we're playing the 1 Thunder King Ryo. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. When your opponent would special summon exactly 1 monster, quick effect, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and negate the special summon if you do destroy it. So basically, it's another way to slow down your opponent, but offers up another way to negate a summon, which can further help you with breaking their boards. Now for this deck, I am running a lot of hand traps. Please note, some of them are decently expensive. Perfect example, 3 Hydraulis Harmonia. Not everyone has to play this card. If anything, I would recommend running something else, such as Ghost Ogre, running Molcharmy Follows, etc. If you don't have access to Hydraulis Harmonia, it doesn't make the deck worse, doesn't make it really better, but you give it the further opportunity to utilize for additional popping during your opponent's turn. Next up, of course, I'm playing 3 Ash Blossom and 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This is what I was meaning. If you're playing the Hydraulis Harmonia, you're going to be able to really utilize it a lot more. But this is another thing that I will say is if you're using Hydraulis Harmonia, you're more likely not going to see Dominus Purge because it does get turned off by that. Now, if you're running Dominus Purge, you're going to be seeing a lot more people playing Molcharmy Follows, which can further help them get drawn to the cards they need to further pop. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for the main monsters. Let's go ahead and hop into our spells and traps. Now, as for our spells, let's go ahead and start it out with the 3 of the field spell. Hideout in the Sky, Column. Monsters you control that were normal or special summon from the hand gain 500 attack and defense. You can only use each of the following effects of Hideout in the Sky, Column once per turn. During your main phase, you can special summon Mech Beast Token, Machine Earth, level 6, attack 2000, defense 2000 to your opponent's field. If you do, add 1 Blitzclique monster from your deck to your hand. If a card is destroyed by your Blitzclique card effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you can add this card to your hand. So great field spell, gets you further start. If your opponent doesn't have any monsters on the field, you just give them a monster to summon your Blitzclique. That's basically how that would work. Because you just give them a monster, you add a Blitzclique, reveal the Blitzclique, pop the monster, summon your Blitzclique monster. Starts combo off pretty well. And of course, I'm playing 3 Blitzclique Breakaway. Activate 1 of these effects. Place 1 Blitzclique Continuous Trap from your deck face up on your field. Return 1 Thunder monster you control to the hand, then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. If a card is destroyed by your Blitzclique card effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you could add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Blitzclique Breakaway once per turn. Once again, further popping, further interaction, but it does give you access to activate a trap directly from your deck, which can help out in further bridging into other archetypes such as Ryziel or other capabilities there. And then, of course, we're playing the 1 Blitzclique Step Leader. If a card or cards is destroyed by your Blitzclique card effect, except during damage step, you can target 1 Thunder monster in your graveyard, add to your hand. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 Thunder monster from your hand, then destroy this card. If a card or cards is destroyed by your Blitzclique card effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you can add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Blitzclique Step Leader once per turn, giving you further capability to just get more additional popping, but also giving you the capability of adding back a Thunder monster from your graveyard to your hand, which can help continue your plays. Now, for further cards for popping, of course, I'm playing 3 Fallen and the Virtuous. This card is treated as a branded and Dogmatica card. You can activate 1 of these effects. Send 1 monster that mentions Fallen Valbaz from your extra deck to the graveyard. Then target 1 face-up card in the field and destroy it. If you have an Ecclesia monster in your field or graveyard, target 1 monster in either graveyard, special summon it to your field. You can only activate 1 Fallen and Virtuous per turn. Basically, another way to pop a card to trigger off more Blitzclique effects. Then, of course, we're running 3 Super Poly. It's just a really good board breaker during this format, where you discard 1 card, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from either field. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. I am running 2 Pot of Sloth. Draw cards equal to the number of cards your opponent controls. Then if you draw 2 or more cards, place cards from your hand on the bottom of the deck in any order, equal to the number you drew. For the rest of this turn after this card resolves, you cannot activate Pot of Sloth. It's just a really good going second card. This deck is mainly more for going second anyways, but it offers up a lot of good ways to just draw into cards that you need without hindering you in any fashion. And then, of course, we're starting off with 1 Terraforming to add a field spell from our deck to our hand to get our column up and running. Now, as for the traps, I am running 2 different traps. Blitzclique Alternator. Monsters your opponent controls lose 300 attack and defense for each Thunder monster you control. You can only use each of the following effects of Blitzclique Alternator once per turn. You can shuffle one other Blitzclique card from your hand or face-up field into the deck. Add one Thunder monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Blitzclique spell, or hide out in the sky column from your deck to your hand, giving you further capability to bridge into other archetypes, but also just a great way in general to make your opponent's monsters lose more attack to make it easier to go for game. And then we have one Blitzclique Return Stroke. Blitzclique monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Blitzclique Return Stroke once per turn. When your opponent activates a spell card or effect, you can return one Blitzclique monster you control to the hand, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Blitzclique monster in your field or graveyard, return it to the hand. Once again, further negation and bouncing away, just returning cards to your hand to further proc off popping effects or just to get around targeting effects or effect negation or whatever can really help you out greatly in the grind game. So always pay attention to that. It's also very helpful nonetheless for the mirror match because it protects you from your opponent's destruction effects, which can really turn off your opponent's Blitzclique cards during their main phase. Anyways, that's all I have for the actual main deck. Let's hop right into our extra deck. All right, starting out with our extra deck, we're going to go ahead and start off with the one Mud Dragon of the Swamp. This is a really good super poly target. Two monsters with the same attribute but different types. Your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute as this card. With card effects, once per turn, quick effect, you declare one attribute. This card becomes that attribute until the end of this turn, making it easier to protect your Blitzclique monsters because they are all Earth attribute. Next up, we're playing the 1C monster Theseus. Takes 2 tuners. It's basically just a way to get cool tuners off the board. One Garura, Wings of Resonant Life. 2 monsters with the same type and attribute but different names. Any battle damage your opponent takes from battles involving this card is doubled. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. You only use each effect, or this effect of Garura, Wings of Resonant Life, once per turn. Basically, just another good super poly target. Now into the Dogmatica part for the Fallen and the Virtuous portion. We are playing 1 Dragon that Devours the Dogma. 1 Fallen of Alabaz plus 1 Lighter Dark monster plus 1 Effect monster. 1 Ecclesia monsters on the field or in either graveyard. This card gains 500 attack, also is unaffected by other card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of the Dragon that Devours the Dogma once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can shuffle up to 2 cards from any graveyards and or banishment into the deck. During the end phase of this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn. You can add 1 Dogmatica or Tri-Brigade card from your deck to your hand, giving you further capability for fusioning off a lot of your opponent's stuff. They're playing branded, but also giving you good ways for recovery in general. Then, of course, I'm playing 2 Albion the Branded Dragon. 1 Fallen of Alabaz plus 1 Light monster. If this card is fusion summoned, you can fusion summon 1 level 8 or lower fusion monster from the extra deck, except Albion the Branded Dragon, by banishing fusion monsters on it from your hand, field, and or graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add to your hand or set 1 branded spell trap from your deck. You can only use each effect of Albion the Branded Dragon once per turn. This is just a great way to set up our Fallen and the Virtuous a lot faster and get another recovery back onto it. Now into the synchros. Of course, we're playing the 1 Ecclesia the Dark Dragon. About to say Dragoon, but it's the Dark Dragon. During the main phase, quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, special summon 1 Fallen of Albaz or 1 level 4 or lower monster that mentions it from your deck or graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 8 fusion monster in your graveyard or banishment, and 1 card in the field, shuffle both of those cards and this card into the deck. You can only use each effect of Ecclesia the Dark Dragon once per turn. Just a great way to get Albion back into circulation, but also giving you further capability to bounce problematic cards. Now for the Synchro package, since we're running the Harmonia, we're playing 1 Enigmaster Pack Bit. If this card is synchro summoned or sent to the graveyard, target 1 monster in your graveyard, or 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, discard 1 card. If you do, place that monster in its owner's spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous trap. During either player's turn, if this card is a continuous trap, you can special summon 1 face-up monster from your spell and trap zone. You can only use each effect of Enigmaster Pack Bit once per turn. Then we have 1 Wind Pegasus at Ignister. During your main phase, destroy spells and traps your opponent controls up to the number of at Ignister monsters you control. If another card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, while this card is on the field or in the graveyard, you can banish this card, target 1 card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. You only use each effect of Wind Pegasus at Ignister once per turn, basically making it a good capability to shuffle back a problematic card into your opponent's deck. Then, of course, we're playing one Psyframe Lord Omega. Once per turn during the end phase, quick effect, you can banish both this face-up card from the field and one random card from your opponent's hand. Face up until your next standby phase. Once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, you can target one banished card, return to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other card in your graveyard, shuffle both this card and that card from the graveyard into the deck, which is a great way to get some recycling back into your deck. And then, of course, we're playing 3 Golden Cloud Beast Malong. If this card is special summon, you can increase or decrease its level by 1. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, return to the hand. You can only use this effect of Golden Cloud Beast Malong once per turn, basically giving you further capability to break your opponent's board by banishing it. Not by banishing it, but when sent to the graveyard, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, return to the hand, basically bouncing back a problematic card. And then, of course, I'm going to follow that up finally with one IP Masquerena and one SP Little Knight, which is a great way to go into further interaction if we need to. The IP allows us to go into the SP, utilizing some of the monsters that we already have on board if we have not already locked ourselves out of summoning from the extra deck. If we utilize it, we utilize it. If we don't, we don't. It's perfectly fine. Either way, that's all that I have for the actual extra deck. Let's hop into a little bit more about what the deck has for itself in the deck review. All right, so what's so great about Blitzclique? Blitzclique offers up a lot of good capability to further hinder your opponent by popping cards and preventing them from having really anything on board to work with. The bad news is that it's very bricky. It locks you out of the extra deck, which prevents you from a lot of really good summons that could help this deck nonetheless. When I say it is very bricky, it isn't bricky in the normal sense of, oh, hey, I drew a dead hand. It's more bricky in the sense of, I am just popping cards and getting effects off of that. You have to incorporate other cards such as Astralamia, Zamanama, or whatever, something like that. It's basically an ultra rare from Chaos Origins as a further negation. You can use the Thunderclap Monk as a further monster negation. You have to focus on something from your hand. That is the main thing that stops you so hard in your tracks. Because if you run out of cards in hand, you don't really have any further extension. But if you're able to keep adding cards to your hand or keep searching and adding more, you have further opportunity to advance into the games you need. Now, what are some other things that you can utilize? Well, one of them being a common from Chaos Origins, if you're looking for a fun build, Thunder Crash Snare Crow. Each time a non-thunder monster is special summoned face up while this card is in the monster zone, that monster cannot attack this turn, also destroy it during the end phase. If this card is in your graveyard, target one face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, add this card to your hand. You only use this effect of Thunder Crash Snare Crow once per turn, making it a little bit problematic for your opponent to really interact with. While that is a decent card, you have other opportunities to really incorporate other things. What this deck does fail at is going first, in most cases because it requires your opponent to have monsters on board or cards on board to further interact with. If you incorporate cards like Dogmatica or Ryziel, you have a much stronger end board in which can further help you play into the going first hands when you're forced to going first, or just really being able to play in general. What are some of the other things that is a bit problematic about this deck? Well, outside of being locked out of extra deck, main deck, graveyard, and banishment summoning, you have to hope that your spells do not get popped before the resolution. If they get popped before the resolution, it can hurt a bit of the combo, can stop you and slow you down a bit. The other things that I will note here as well is while this deck is very fun, very explosive, really good to play in general, especially in Genesis, right now we're dealing with a whole bunch of decks right now that can push through multiple interactions, multiple popping, can either set up protection or plays in banishment, which can hurt this deck because you're banishing most of their resources. Malice being that one. Now, you can take steps towards further preventing that by running Artifact Lancia and other things along those lines, but you still have to hope to draw into it. Is there a problem with that? No, not at all. But I would recommend that if you are trying to learn this deck, take the time to actually learn the interactions it has with other decks, such as Branded, such as the Light and Darkness Chaos Ritual, Malice, Pool Tune. If you're looking to compete at the higher levels of your locals and regionals and YCSs at this time period. Is this deck going to be a lot of fun? Oh, heck yeah. It's probably one of the most fun decks and one of the few decks I've been most excited for in a long time. Would I recommend it to newer players? If you have the money and the time to learn it, yes, greatly. You don't have to run it as the pure build that I've done here. Ryzeal is a very well-known version. I've seen where people are also running Angelic Key with it and are enjoying it greatly. You just have to learn what fits best for you and what best works for you. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.